हरे कृष्णा। am I audible? अगर मेरा आवाज आ रहा है तो एक थम्स अप दीजिए आप रिएक्शन में। ओके, थैंक यू। तो थैंक यू। थैंक यू, ठीक है, ओके। So I welcome on behalf of ISKCON KIVE Vedic Studies to this four-week series of online Gita Warrior Crash Course, in which we'll be taking you through various aspects of Bhagavad-gītā. As part of this, you will be getting a certificate from ISKCON KIVE, but to get that certificate, 80% of the time you have to have your camera on across all 4 weeks. If you want to have the certificates, we have a Seva team who is looking after this. So I request you to have your camera on, and when you have your camera on, kindly follow not to kind of eat or drink anything, just focus on the session. As part of this session, I am your host and teacher, Amit Krishna Das. I have been working in the as a IT industry specialist for last 20 years, and have been a Bhakti practitioner little over 1.5 decades, serious Bhakti practitioner. So that's about me. From a perspective of this particular session, so today we are going to mostly focus on delivering this session in English as a language, but later on हम लोग हिंदी में भी इसको मिक्स करके कर सकते हैं if some of you want it, but I have many people joining across the country, so thank you for your time. We did a survey in terms of you all participated in those the anonymous survey which happened in the morning, and this is the mental model of that survey, and it kind of speaks about our areas of struggle, whether we are at home or we are at work, in terms of mental health. So we are going to bring a perspective in terms of in these 4 weeks how we as individuals can learn from Bhagavad Gita in each of these areas, or even areas beyond this. To start with, this is some Vedic prayers which we do. If you can read from the prayers, but I'll do the prayers on your behalf. Om Ajnana-timirantashya Gyananjana-shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Dena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Tena Bhutale Shyam Rupakadatmanam Dadati Sapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Jutapadakamalang Shri Guru Vaishnavamcha cha Shri Rupam Saddajatang Sagana Raghunatang Nitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitang Sarvadutang Parijana Shaitang Krishna Chaitanya Devang Shri Radha Krishna Padana Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Daksha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasha Deshi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much. So so we had shared this Seva team. You can just project our content for today. So how we'll do this is we will go through each of the sections of Bhagavad Gita and take the learnings from it, and then from that, after the session we'll have a quiz, and every Sunday we'll have a winner, and we will be giving them a gift. So please listen to attentively. And also, as I mentioned, as part of Vedic studies, I can see a lot of cameras are off. Fine, that's okay. But we will not be able to give you the certificate if you are if your cameras are off, just letting you know once again. Okay. And this is a 1 hour session as per the format of ISKCON KIVE. After the 1 hour is over, if anybody wants to stay back, I am going to stay back for 5-10 minutes to take your questions, when we will unmute all of you to take those questions. But 1 hour is the session where a recording is happening, and you will be getting whatever we are presenting and the recording also as part of this session. Thank you very much. So we'll start with Bhagavad-gītā has, as you know, 18 chapters. We are going to do the first section, which is the first 6 chapters. And we are starting with Arjun Vishad Yoga. So first chapter is about observing the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The armies have come in, and a very important aspect, and that is why we are all here, doubt, right? Or doubt in our minds. Our spiritual journey usually starts with the doubt. Over the years, our friends, family, society, virtually everybody have told us that the perfect picture of success, and subsequently we shape our lives. They show us that this is how success looks, and we kind of follow them, pursue them as taught to us by our friends, family, and society. But at certain point of time, we have to begin to question ourselves, doubt ourselves. Is this the perfect life? And some of those questions that or doubts that you expressed in the Mentimeter today morning and through the evening and afternoon, actually is the state where Arjun is in the Arjun Vishad Yoga, which is the first chapter. And we begin with the question of whether material goals, aspirations, milestones of success that have become deeply ingrained within us, is that the purpose of life, or there is some deeper meaning to our lives? While this initial doubt can often bring great uncertainty and confusion, and it can also bring a start, and that's why all of you and all of us are here. It's a start to of our spiritual journey, and Arjun expresses this doubt, and we'll just see as this reveals. But to start with, uh, uh, we start with the first sloka, in which this particular chapter is about doubt. D-O-U-B-T. So D stands for Dhritarashtra and Duryodhan. So let's see what Dhritarashtra and Duryodhan, especially Dhritarashtra, is saying in the first sloka itself. It's a very popular sloka, all of us know. Sevatim, can you move to the sloka? Next slide, please. Yeah. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmashetre kurukshetre samaveta judukshava mamaka pandavaschaiva kim akurvata sanjaya. So Dhritarashtra said, "O Sanjay, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?" So see, again, a doubt. It starts with one more doubt. So the first 12 verses talks about the doubt of Dhritarashtra. And when an individual, it shows when an individual just is starting to think in terms of I, me, and mine, primarily interested in selfish gain and personal pleasures. If that is the only thing that he or she is thinking, then anxiety, frustration, disappointment are inevitable. And unfortunately, these are mental entanglements, which produces a lot of ill effects in our action. So this is the lesson that we are learning from where is. Next slide, please. The other in terms of doubt, the O part. So O part was the ominous result. So whereas Duryodhan was boasting about his success, but he was also he can see the signs of inevitable defeat that was there. So when one stands on the side of righteousness, doing the right thing, it's not about it's impacting us or not. If it is the right thing for the society, right thing to do, then we should uh, we should be standing up to it against all worldly odds. Otherwise, we will be defeated by the nature of goodness. And it says like one who is a carrier of goodness is never overcome by evil. I'm sure you might have heard of this phrase. The next section of the first chapter deals with uncertainty. Here also we can see that despite, and very important learning for us here, Arjun was in great distress, whether he should fight, he shouldn't fight, what he should do. He was in, despite the intensity of the situation that Arjun was in, but he still took the time to reflect. This is so important. When we are in uncertainty, we should take time to reflect. Generally, the chronic disease of the modern person is that they will just give excuse that I don't have any time to reflect on anything, and that is cause of more anxiety. So from Arjun we can see, or we can learn, that he was in so much of desperate situation. Still Arjun had the time to reflect, or was reflecting. Next section is the from verses 28 to 30. This talks about bewilderment. Means like when somebody is uncertain, we are not able to decide what we need to do, then it is for sure that one lacks an understanding of spiritual identity. And the critical purpose behind this world is inevitably not to become disturbed and frustrated by life's challenges. But we exactly do that because we are lacking our understanding with our spiritual identity, our own spiritual identity. And we'll see in just the next chapter on this particular point. And the last point in this chapter 1, which is the turning point, where Arjun says that I had enough confusion, uncertainty, and I've decided not to fight. And he gives various reasons. He tells that, okay, it will be cruelty and heartlessness to prematurely kill soldiers. It will be I don't want a kingdom where there is no happiness because I've killed all my relatives and my near ones. It will be of very bad karma because a lot of violence is there, and the wholesale killing of people will also cause social structure failure. So we can see the mind is overwhelmed, or Arjuna's mind is overwhelmed, and he sets aside and he resolves not to fight. This is sometimes our situation as well, when we can think of a very simple thing like getting up early. Let's say if you want to get up early, right? So all of these reasons, and we'll gradually see how this mental model Arjun was able to overcome. And Sanjay actually captures Arjun's mood at the last sloka of how what is the mood of what is the mood of Arjun. We can go to that sloka. Sanjay Uvacha. Next sloka, please. Yes. So this captures actually what is. So evam ukta Arjuna sankhe ratha upashate upa vishat. So यहाँ पे we can see that Sanjay is mentioning that Arjun has put down his bow and arrow. Why? Last line, Shoka Samvigna Manasa. He's so much in lamentation. And that is a cause for depression. And it is sometimes mentioned that this was the first antidepressant that was given by Krishna himself to the society. So let's move on to the next part of which is the chapter 2. And chapter 2 basically captures, it's called Sankhya Yoga, or it's called the whole contents of Gita is summarized in short, the entire philosophy which Krishna spoke to Arjuna. And we see here that Arjun approaches Krishna in a mood of humility and desperation. So earlier we saw him, he was uncertain, he was not able to understand what to do. And now in this chapter we see that he is prompting Krishna to present some fundamental aspect of spiritual wisdom. And then Krishna explains the practical application of such wisdom in this chapter, and we'll go through some of them right now. And in this way, Arjun realizes that there is no end to any spiritual journey. Real life actually begins when the spiritual journey begins. And how does he start this spiritual journey? Next slide, please. So he starts by a simple philosophy. It's called, for chapter 2, the framework is called GITA. So G stands for Guru. And he says, Karpanna dosho upaita sababo prichamitam dharma samuracheta yat shreya shatni shitam vuhitan me shishyateham sadimam tam prapannam. So he says that I am confused. I don't know. What should I do? I have lost all my composure because of my weakness. I am not able to decide. In this condition, I am requesting you, Krishna, you please become my mentor. So we need a mentor in this particular situation. Whenever we are confused, we need to go to a mentor, somebody who is known. As Guru, how Krishna guides him. So Arjun is determined not to fight. Simultaneously torn and confused, Arjun approaches Krishna that please guide me, please enlighten me. And through Arjuna's example, we learn that the first step in spirituality is we must accept a guru in authentic lineage of teachers who are mastered the art of spirituality. And most things in life actually require guidance, instructions under a qualified teacher. We know that. And the spiritual discipline is no different. One may argue that everything they require for spirituality is contained within as Paramatma. While this may be true, we still require help to awaken that pure consciousness within us. So one who accepts himself as Guru accepts a fool for a disciple. If he thinks that, okay, I am Guru of myself, he's just fooling himself, nobody else. The I part, which is the identity part, which Arjun was not clear, because he was thinking he's going to kill people, he's going to be sitting on the throne, he wants the kingdom. So who is this I? And this is mentioned in the verses 11 to 30 of the Sankhya Yoga part of chapter 2, where The driver, like a driver operates a car or a bird lives in a cage, we are spirit soul who are living in this body. So though we are living in this body, we are simultaneously different from it. Like when we buy some gold or we want to sell something which is made of gold, how do they test? They take a very small sample, but that small sample tells whether it is 22 carat, 40 or 24 or 18, whatever carat, right? Similarly, we are part of that spirit soul. So our true identity is a spirit soul. And the process of reincarnation, through this process we have been accepting uh, material bodies, and we are suffering for that reason, and the distress is coming for that reason. So the answer to the question of who am I can be found if we find we are, or we try to find that whether we are this body or we are a spirit soul. And uh, and Krishna then tells like how, what is the process to do it in the duties that he talks about in the verses 31 to 53. So in these in this section, Krishna tells that there are two dharmas. Dharma means, like, if there is water, water's dharma is to flow. If there is green chili, it's very hot. That is dharma. Otherwise, it's not green chili, like we generally say also. So similarly, there are two dharmas. One is swadharma, that means our dharmas towards our family, friends, society, and we have sanatan dharma. That means we, whether we are this body or spirit soul, we need to find that out as well. So these are the two uh, duties that we should be finding out. Krishna is mentioning that if we seek who we are, and also doing the swadharma, our duties nicely, then it will help us in the to be happy and balanced both in material and spiritual life. So it's not a waste of time if you are spending 1 hour, or all of us are spending 1 hour with us in a week together. It's not a waste of time, and there is proof for that. A for Atmaram, in terms of GITA, so the Atmaram part. So here it is mentioned, Krishna mentions that someone who is doing their spiritual swadharma as well as Sanatan dharma nicely, they are situated in a very enthusiastic position in life, and they are Atmaram. They are very jovial, find pleasure in whatever they are doing, and we can see that around. And this kind, how can we know that if we are Atmaram or not, or if we have people who are around who are Atmaram or not? If we see, like, people are not too much disturbed by either happiness or distress, yes, obviously it impacts, but they are uh, not completely broken down or overjoyed, or gain or loss, or honor or dishonor. So the dualities are going to be there, because uh, if we don't accept dualities, then that will create fear, attachment, anger, and this fear will not allow us to enjoy our life. And that is why Krishna mentions in as a concluding point in this chapter in sloka 70. We can go to the next slide. Yeah, so next, yeah. So it's sloka number 70. I'm just skipping reading this sloka because of lack of time, but I'll just explain what happened. To the 2.70. Yes. So to Arjuna, that like oceans are rivers are flowing into oceans, right? If there can be a flood in a river, but there cannot be a flood in an ocean. We have never heard, right? So similarly, a person who is not disturbed, there will be lot of desires in our lives, but he or she is not disturbed by this flow of desires, then they can achieve, or they can peacefully manage the situation. So that is chapter 2. Let's move on to chapter 3, which is karma yoga. Yeah, correct. Thank you. So a tree produces many fruits, but selflessly offers them to others, right? Um, it gives shade, everything, all year around, and tree dutifully offers shelter as well, regardless how a person or animal, whoever, treats that tree. Even we are cutting down tree, it grows back with determination and strength, right? Ready to serve all of us again. So life and qualities of a tree gives us profound insight into the art of living in this world. So this chapter shows the art of living in this world from the example of the tree, which uh, uh, which defines karma yoga, the technique of achieving spiritual connection with the God or with Krishna or higher nature through our daily work, right? We don't have to leave our daily work. We don't have to go to some forest. We can do our daily work, and that is enough for us. And if we please move to the next slide, please. Yeah. So again, due to time, I'm just keeping reading this sloka. So in this sloka, Krishna actually tells Arjun that, Arjun, Mukta Sangha, you want to be liberated of all these miseries, then keep on doing your prescribed duty. Like, if I'm a father, so my duty is to maintain my family, right? I become a father, and then I say, no, I am a yogi, I've become yogi now, and I'm not going to support and work for my family. Krishna has never told us like that, and that's a lesson from here. See, in this chapter, particularly the section, um, chapter 3, that is. So we have this, if you can go to the next slide. Yes, the trees. Yes. So it talks about four aspects, sorry, four aspects. And those aspects are: one is tyaga, renunciation. So spirituality does not mean retirement from active life. It's a very wrong notion in our society, that uh, spirituality is equal to retirement. No, spirituality is not retirement from active life. Spirituality means worldly life, just say, like dealing with money, possession, people, career, lifestyle, that should have a spiritual goal, right? So the mentality that one is a controller and enjoyer of everything, that mentality has to go. That's the only thing. So it's a mind. It's how to train. So the tyaga that has to be done, it is at the level of consciousness. We physically, we don't have to renounce anything. In fact, when you offer to bhoga, there is no in that sense no renunciation, right? Bhoga comes back, चार गुलाब जामुन दिया तो चार ही वापस आता है. The R part is the yoga ladder, which is the ladder by which we should start thinking on acting from moving away from sakam karma. Sakam means I'm just trying to fulfill my own desires, neglecting everything else around me, to trying to do something like a nishkam karma yoga. Nishkam means to do something for others, right? And that will break free some of our karmic implications, and it will make us peaceful. So this is mentioned by Krishna to Arjuna. The E part, which is the tree, the E part, in this slokas, Krishna mentions that all when we are retiring, we just need to retire our selfie motivation. That's all we need to retire. We don't need to retire anything else. And the other E of the tree, which is from the verses Krishna tells that the enemy of the soul is what? Is our lust. Is our lust, is the self-centered way without proper regard for others. That is the enemy of the soul. And we can see, just can you move to the next slide, please? Hare Krishna. Krishna. Slides are moving. They have not moved. Okay. So we can see Krishna says Evam Buddha Param Buddhe, and he mentions that the spiritual strength, lust, we can want something, but if we become lusty, that we have to have it, that erodes our spiritual strength. And he's mentioning to Arjuna about it. And spiritual strength means spiritual intelligence. So our decision, if we decide anything for which we are lusty, our decisions will also always be wrong. That is what Krishna mentions here. Okay, let's move on to the fourth chapter, chapter 4, which is the transcendental knowledge. Next slide, please. Hare Krishna, is there a IT problem? Then I can project. It has not moved. Okay, you want me to project? Hold on. Nothing is showing, so let me project. Okay, can all of you see? Can all of you see? Yes, okay. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so this is fourth chapter. So fourth chapter is abbreviated as EARS. Now, what is this EARS? So EARS stands for E stands for eternal education. So we earlier learned that Abhishek Prabhu, you can write in the chat. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay. So EARS. So this stands for E stands for eternal education. So where to take this knowledge from? So Krishna gives that as instruction to Arjun as well, which is the spiritual knowledge or this eternal knowledge, which is called Shruti Gyan. That means it used to be spoken earlier. Later on, because we have a forgetful memory, so then it had to be written. Krishna also explains that most people sometimes think about religion, something about God, but their understanding is generally hazy. That is not accurate. So it has to be acquired through educational system, right? So like ISKCON KIVE education system that we have through this kind of bodies. And in 3 verses, if you have Bhagavad-gītā with you at home, you can refer later verse 11, 12 and 13 of chapter 4. Krishna clears 3 common misunderstandings. He addresses the misconception that all spiritual path to the same destination. नहीं, अगर लिफ्ट में चढ़ेंगे तो लिफ्ट से जल्दी पहुंच जाएंगे, सीढ़ी से चढ़ेंगे तो सीढ़ी में थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, right? Similarly, verse 12 addresses the misconception that that there is no one God in Sanatan Dharma. Yes, there is, and there is enough proof. You can read through that. And the most important part, that there was no caste system ever propagated by any Sanatan Dharma philosophies. Even Krishna says in chapter chapter 4, sloka 13, that there is no caste system in our society. And Krishna says there is only classification of people based on their ability or skill set, right? So somebody who is a Sudra means he is doing some work which is more laborious in nature, right? Tomorrow, if that person picks up skills, then he can become a Kshatriya also. He can become a soldier. He can even be teaching Shastra also. There is no injunction. So this is the real knowledge. And R stands for removing reactions. How to remove our karmic karma. We are doing karma. Even breathing is a karma. So karmic bank balance, how to make it zero. So there are some bad karma, there is some good karma. Bad karma, so Krishna explains in this section, which is 16 to 24, that this we should avoid bad karma, and good karma should be attached to something which is more spiritual in nature. Why? Because good karma can give us attachment. हमने हॉस्पिटल बना दिया, हमने इतने लोगों को अनाथ आश्रम we are supporting, right? So it gives us a lot of pride. So that is also a reaction, and that pride brings anxieties, entanglements, relationship खराब हो जाता है. So in this section, Krishna talks about 3 types of karmas: akarma, vikarma, and karma. And then we move on to the next section, which is S part, which is a sacrifice. So material knowledge is dependent on caliber, like, okay, who has how much caliber to do things. But spiritual knowledge is dependent he or she can get lot of work done rather than picking up a ego and fighting with uh, with other person, right? That brings us to the next section, which is karma joke. So how to now do it? So like in this section, in this chapter 5, Krishna talks about repeated action form habits, and those habits make our character, and that determines our destiny, right? So somebody, I remember, like, I forgot the name of the speaker, but somebody said, like, we are not human beings on a spiritual journey, but rather we are spiritual beings on a human journey. So we are spirit soul, right? We are on a human journey. We have taken a human body, we are on a human journey. So how to take steps in the right direction? In this chapter 5, Krishna explains so that we find tranquility and peace. And uh, the synopsis of this chapter is through this STEP process, in which in this process, A stands for staying in the world. That means Arjun said, okay, I don't want to fight, right? But that's not the correct way also. So Krishna mentions here that, Arjun, you still consider the work as renunciation. Work is not mutually exclusive to renunciation if the work is done with the proper purpose and ultimate goal of our life to be understood. If that is the purpose with which we are doing the work, then that work is also renunciation. That is what he mentions in this. And he mentions about three doers in the verses 13 to 16. Whenever some work is done, everybody claims, like, okay, I have done the work. But then there are three components to it. One is, I desired that work to be get done, right? So I am like the director, right? Now, who am this I? We have already discussed that we are not this body, we are this spirit soul, that we are not this body, we are this spirit soul. And this individual soul, he desires, and once he desires, then that desire as an appeal goes to the controller, because we are not in control. If we are in control, then we can at any place we can make people do whatever we are wanting them to do, right? But we are not in control. So our individual soul takes that appeal to the super soul, Paramatma, who is also sitting within us. And then, based on whether the controller, which is Paramatma, Krishna, which is sitting within us, he agrees to our proposal or disagrees, then the arrangement happens for getting that work done. An example of that, like knife. Knife is an instrument. Knife in the hand of a robber, if he is trying to rob somebody, so he desires to rob somebody, Krishna says, okay, fine, I am making arrangement, right? So it because it was his desire, the robber's desire, the karma, Krishna did make arrangement, but the karma comes to him because he desired. And that same knife, same instrument in the hand of a doctor, he saves a life because the doctor desired to Krishna that I should save a life. So, so this is what has been explained here. We'll just finish in next 4 minutes. E stands for equal vision. That means we do, as per Bhagavad-gītā, what Krishna mentions to Arjun, that we should have equal vision to every form of life, whether it's plant, animal, humans. So as a spiritualist, we should be free of any racism, any nationalism, any ism, even speciesism, right? Any species, right? Why take care of only dog? Why not other animals as well? Cows, various other animals which are also there, right? And then we will end with this today. I wanted to complete one more, but hoga nahi aaj, so we'll prolong next week. We'll cover that. The peace formula. This is so much in demand today, right? The peace formula. So Krishna gives the peace formula in sloka 29 of chapter 5. So we are not at peace because we feel, right? Are we recording this session? Hare Krishna, are we recording this session? Okay, so then I will refrain from naming people. So we know what's happening in the world. Everybody thinks they are permanent. 1, 2, 10, 25 साल रह जाएंगे. They are not temporary. They are going to stay forever and claim proprietorship and attachment to those things. And that is why they want to create fear, insecurity, conflict, because they want to show that I am here, I am the proprietor, and I am going to stay the proprietor. And Krishna mentions here that we need to, as a community of individuals, people, we need to free ourselves from any attachment, any greed, any envy, any over anxiousness, because that brings lot of turmoil within us as societies, at individuals, at a country level. So the global peace will only come once there is inner peace. And that is why this very important sloka, basically this Krishna spoke to Arjuna. Bhuktaram jagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram sruhidam sarvabhutanam gyatamam shantim vrichati. So so that is where okay, I can actually, okay, let's end it, no problem. I think we can finish this 5 minutes, right? Okay, okay. So let's move to chapter 6. So chapter 6 actually talks about like there are different ways. Now Krishna is giving some ways. Earlier chapter 5 में थोड़ा philosophically बताया. Now actual करने के लिए. So Krishna is saying like there are various ways, like hatha yoga, stang yoga, right? 8 ways, right? Pranayam, all those. So these are there, but Krishna mentions here in this particular shloka that bandhur atma atmana tasya yena atma eva atmana jita anantmana tu satrute vartate atma eva satruvat. Krishna mentions that biggest thing that we need to take care or we need to control is our mind. That has to be conquered. If we don't conquer our mind, the voice within, then the uncontrolled mind will agitate, misguide, entangle us in this world, forcing us to do lower things of our natural nature, lust, anger, greed, these kind of things. And this will agitate our mind. We will lose peace, we'll lose freedom. We will always be suffering from dualities of happiness and distress. So EASY, these are the four principles that Krishna teaches in this particular chapter. So stands for Astang Jog. So Arjun actually tells Krishna that, okay, if I do Astang Jog, will it discipline my mind? Because my mind is like a wind. It's very difficult to control. And what will happen uh, in terms of if I succeed, if I don't, or if I am not successful? Like anybody can say, like, okay, you tell somebody like, okay, I went to this session for 1 hour. 1 घंटा खराब कर लिया अपने जीवन का. No, you have invested 1 hour. If you don't do anything anytime, your whole life, this 1 hour is gone into a protected bank account, and that bank account you can take access any point of time, because there is nothing called unsuccessful yogi, as per Krishna is mentioning here. There is nothing called unsuccessful yogi. And he ends this chapter with this particular sloka: Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratma shraddhavan bhajate yamam same jukta tama mata. Matlab, of all yogis, the one with great faith, who always abides by me, thinks of me, renders service to me, he is the highest. And what is the most easiest process to do this? So Krishna says the easiest process to do this is practice of bhakti yoga or mantra meditation. And all of you know, as part of Brahma Muddha Gauriya Sampradaya, which ISKCON represents, and our Guru Parampara, the chanting of the holy name Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It is the practice which has been recommended, and we can try this out and find out for ourselves. Now, with that, I will request, will the Kahoot work, or I need to give the Kahoot quiz here to all participants? Seva team, you are going to share the screen here. So I just request everyone to look at the WhatsApp group as well as in the chat window here. And there is a uh, okay. Yes. Can you please put the link of Kahoot in this chat as well as in the site, like in the WhatsApp group? Okay. So all of you can access this link here, and I can take this link in the group as well.